Lambing is a stressful time for any farmer, but this year they have the added complication of a new disease, the Schmallenberg virus. The disease can affect both cattle and sheep.
It only causes mild symptoms in adult animals, but can have a disastrous effect on unborn young, an effect that only becomes apparent months later in the lambing season. Our environment correspondent David Gregory joins us now from a farm in Gloucestershire. So, David, what is the situation with this virus in our region?
Well, Mary, at the moment there are 2 confirmed cases according to the latest figures from the government in Warwickshire. Well, otherwise we seem to have escaped unscathed so far. But as you said, of course, this is a disease that only becomes apparent as the sheep start to give birth to the lambs. Now, with me is Jake Freestone, who's the farm manager here at Overbury Farm. Jake, no sign of the disease on your farm, but you know farmers who've had it.
Yes, David, I do. We've had some local farmers, part of our Mayhill lamb group, that have suffered 9 or 10 cases with the Schmallenberg. And it's quite a distressing operation to sort of go through, really, not just for the sheep, but for the farmers as well. It should be a time of joy and turning lambs out and seeing them gallivanting and galloping around the fields. And to have these deformed lambs that you have to try and help get out of the ewe, it is quite distressing all round, really, as well as the financial loss of having lambs that you obviously can't sell.
This is a disease that comes with infected insects from Europe, and it's taken hold quite a bit in Europe. It's getting stronger. So is there a bigger infection risk now here?
I think the potential is there, certainly with climate change. You see it now in Germany, Belgium and France, and it's been spreading from the southeast of the country up over in our sort of direction. And I think as we go into this coming year, the sort of the period of infection won't be for us until sort of November, December. But I think with the climatic change, more midges around and potentially more infection from the livestock that could have been infected this year, then the risk is quite significant.
And very briefly, it's not a disease that people have to worry about?
Absolutely not. No harm in being around livestock, being around sheep and cattle as well, don't forget. And certainly no problem with eating lamb.
Thank you very much for that, Jake. Well, like many farms during lambing, there is actually an open day here at Overbury Farm, and if you want to come down and see, well, none of the action at the moment, if we're honest, but if you want to see something happening, then why not check out our Facebook page for Midlands Today. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, David. They never perform on cue, do they?